couple nights before, or the night before, saw him in the hotel that they were staying at, and beat him up.
Yeah.
I think it was
So
that same
that's
night,
what.
wasn't it?
It was all the same night.
Was it all the same night?
I'm
That's
pretty sure it was the
quick
same night.
then.
It is a long
That's a
ass night.
quick turnaround.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's basically the rundown, and the conspiracy theories revolve around his death and
Damn.
him being alive after. They say he died. So
Damn.
that's the rundown. That's the history. Conspiracy theory number 1 is that Suge Knight was involved in it. He orchestrated the whole thing because he didn't want to lose. And Suge Knight was actually pretty.
He's pretty crazy. Like,
Yeah.
he's a straight up gangster.
Yes, yeah. So Suge Knight's out of New York, I think. Yeah, in New York, the East Coast. Because that's what they say this was, West Coast, East Coast, like, battle.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, this happened. Because there's also some other shootings of, like, rappers after Tupac that were, they say, is, like, directly correlated with it.
I like the cam. Can I say that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I popped up your stream, and I have your stream in a bottom right window of my chatting stream. So they see your stream too. Okay, sorry. I was just commenting because I have your thing popped up. Anyways, so I watched the documentary, and that's a crazy night. Like, all that to have, like, a big turnaround and everything, and, like, he literally jumped someone, and then they, like, basically were chasing after him for that. Because the camera footage, have you seen the documentary of the camera footage? Like, it just happens all so quickly.
Yeah. So, Suge Knight. They also say, I have some notes. Let me see. So they say he's, like, involved because Suge Knight insisted, like, the bodyguards go in a completely different car, and it's just them two, which is, like, not something that they've done in the past. And especially Tupac without that protective vest. Like, he had been wearing that protective vest since '94. Like, why didn't he wear it? So, but I mean, if you're with Suge Knight, you know, like, he's someone you kind of look up to, you're kind of thinking, oh, well, he says I don't need it, I don't need it.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm thinking. Because Suge Knight was a little older, and Tupac 25. You mean, just picture yourself as 25. You know what I mean?
That's pretty true. That's true.
You know, you're not the most mature. You know? And then Suge Knight was also said to have friends in law enforcement. And they also say, like, that's why Tupac's killer was never brought to justice. Because the cops just were kind of, like, paid off to not bring them to justice. Or not to solve his murder at all.
Yeah. It was years later that Suge Knight, he passively said this in an interview, and that's why people think that he killed the Tupac and stuff, because he said that he doesn't even really need to, he doesn't ever, this comes because I think Suge Knight also killed G-Eazy, not G-Eazy, Eazy-E.
Oh my god, he killed G-Eazy?
No, Eazy-E. Eazy-E, okay? So, they think that he actually killed Eazy-E also. Because he passively said that...
I thought it was Biggie.
Was it Biggie?
I think it's Biggie.
I'm pretty sure it was Biggie, because Eazy died of AIDS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, this is what he said. He says that he didn't... Like, he was saying he doesn't even really need to shoot anyone nowadays. He said this is, like, in, like, 2000. He said that he just needs to put, like, a poison on a bullet and doesn't even have to really impact someone or hit them in a fatal spot. Or he can put a disease and they'll die slowly anyways. And so people started wondering if he killed more people and more rappers who had died in what was deemed natural causes. because
And he
people
just
around.
figured out how to do it secretly.
Yeah, because people died all around him in his circle, but not him.
Yeah. But I mean, you kind of see that all over. I mean, the drug lords too. They're like one of the last ones to get taken down, but everyone else around them will get taken down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because they said that he had. Well, they were thinking he had a part in Biggie's death as well. And then they also on the podcast they said his son came out, right? Suge Jr. came out later, but ended up being just a publicity stunt, right?
I think so. Get some attention. But then they got everyone's attention so much that they started looking back into it like, is it? I mean...
Oh, this doesn't seem real.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that theory? The Suge Knight. Thoughts on that one?
Of him being involved?
Yeah, Suge Knight, the producer.
I feel like he wouldn't put himself in that much danger, because that bullet did graze him.
Yeah, and in the podcast they said like an inch closer, like he would have died. He would have died with it.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to go for the wrong person.
I think they said that in the documentary that they were trying to get Suge Knight instead of Tupac. But he was just collateral damage is what they said. But then Suge Knight still didn't get taken out. So, okay. So Alicia said unlikely. Poppy?
Yeah, you're asking, like, do I think... I think Tupac did die. I don't think he faked his death. I don't think he's around.
We're not on the fake death part yet, though.
Oh.
Do you think Suge Knight had a play in his death?
Oh, likely. I think likely. I think Suge Knight did have a play in his death. Suge Knight was a gangster that looked out for himself,
Yeah.
So...
Put number one first.
Yeah. So I think he has some kind of play in it.
Okay. Jasmine?
About Suge Knight?
Yeah, being involved.
I honestly... Well, I guess he probably was. If you, think about what they said later on in the podcast, it would make sense if he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting the money either way. And if somebody dies, doesn't their music get sold a lot more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he owned all of his music, so...
Mm-hmm.
What mic are you on today, Alicia? I always have to adjust Alicia's volume.
Lana, what do you think?
Gee.
Had to put some music on in the background for the Fozzy moments. Lana?
Anything, Lana?
Could have been in the...
What was that?
Me?
Yeah. I couldn't hear you exactly.
I said I could have been in...
There we go. Blasting on. She said, come out strong in the next word. Okay.
And then, Curtis, what do you think? Hello. Yeah.
Alright. No, I don't think it was involved. I think Tupac was worth too much to him to kill him off. That's what I think.
Oh, that's actually pretty true there.
Yeah, because I mean, you get more like the person's dead, but I mean, he was their biggest moneymaker. I mean, they said that in the podcast itself. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, theory number 2. Tupac faked his death to escape fame and ran away to Cuba, where his aunt was already living. His aunt currently has is it asylum? She's over there because she's supposed to be in jail right now, but Cuba doesn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S., so they don't need to return her. So she's just over there living her best life. But they say Tupac's over there with her after faking his death.
Is she still alive right now?
I don't know. Do you guys remember her name?
No.
Ooh, I don't.
Let me just Google it. I don't think it's Gloria. Afina? No, that's the. Afina's his mom, right?
I think that's the mom.
Hades, my
I think
pug.
she that one.
No, she's still. It says she's still alive. Oh, what does it mean? Carried away right here by friends in 2020. Oh, apparently. Rapper's sister. No, that's not her then. Because Tupac's mom died. How was this sister? Anyways. Yeah, any notes on that one? On faking his own death and going to Cuba?
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I don't.
Look at everything that like leads up to it. It seems like it.
Hello,
Because
Dan Keeper. How are you?
He was cremated immediately afterwards. Why
Yeah.
would his mom pull the plug if he was conscious like a few times? You know what I mean?
Oh, a couple of days before.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said he was conscious, so I don't know.
We're
Seems
talking
weird.
about
Fishy.
Tupac and his
Yeah.
and leaving.
And then
Him still
which
being
brings
alive.
us back
The
to
possibility.
what's his name was involved, because every time he was there, Tupac was alive. You know what I mean?
And I'm drinking
Mhm.
actually a pickle beer.
Not alive, but like
Conscious and like joking around, talking. Because
Yeah.
Suge Knight and his fiance both said that he was conscious and like interacting with them, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like his mom would have to be involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't just leave her in the quiet.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I'm pretty sure she still has like interaction with her sister. I mean, I would think, but I don't know. Maybe not, because Cuba was like isolated from us and stuff. But I don't know.
In the
I
90s,
just feel like
Castro is still around, right? In Cuba?
yeah, Fidel Castro. They said Mike Neese, who came out later, he was British. He came out and said that he helped Tupac get escape, like getting on a plane to Barbados and then go to Cuba. He said that he has a video and audio of Fidel Castro sanctioning the whole plan for Tupac's disappearance over there, or to help fake his own death. But he never came out with that video, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he also faked his own death. You know, people just need to stop faking their own death. Because when people really do die, they're like, oh, no, they just disappeared. They have...
I know, people do need to stop faking their own deaths because, yeah. Lumbering Fool, what are you guys doing? We're talking. Matt.
Ooh, I like your mug.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Really say. The light's in the way. Oh, we got the Pumbaa.
Oh.
Anyways.
We're all fascinated by the Pumbaa.
I don't know. I mean, this is pretty likely. I mean, there's a lot of pictures that come up, right?
Yeah.
Well, not a lot, but there's pictures that have come out. But if he was in Cuba, I don't think he would risk coming back to a Occupy Wall Street protest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there's other reasons for him to come back, but that's not one of them.
Definitely not.
Right.
Yeah.
What would he even, like, why would he be involved in that in the first place?
Yeah. And does it make it, I guess, racist to think that they, like, those two men look alike? Is that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I remember my drill sergeant. She was like, you know how you say all black people look alike? Well, all you Mexicans look alike. And I'm just like, is that true? So, but is that racist?
I think that is pretty racist, and I got that in the military too, so I understand.
Yeah, I was out there thinking, I was like, wait, do people think all black people look alike? Because I don't think they do.
Yeah, I got all natives look alike, and I'm like, what? No. No. So. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think about the pictures. Like, if you just have a guy, because one of the pictures, I don't know if you guys looked up any of the pictures.
Yeah, I looked up the one where he was at the meeting with Suge Knight.
Mm-hmm. And it's just the back of the head, right? You can't really.
Yeah, that's literally. I was like, it literally could be any guy with a bald head.
Yeah. And then the picture with at the Occupy Wall Street, it's just a guy and he has like a hood on. So I mean, you can't. I guess like facial features kind of could be it, you know. But I think I don't know. I feel like he would have aged more than what this picture was showing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm gonna push back against that because people with no hair never age, because the hair is what makes you people look old. We've done that in society where we judge people by the color of their hair. The more lighter color it is, the older you are. Even if you have like a darker brown hair, you're going to a lighter brown hair when you get older. And so we associate that. So
I'll keep that in mind.
yeah. So that's just a psychology thing. So when you have no hair, people tend to not know your age.
Anyone else?
I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot what it was.
Sorry, I'm imitating my pug.
Sorry, I was reading up on the U.S. and Cuba's relationship because I know they opened up something and apparently we still have sanctions on them. Still have an embargo.
Yeah, the recent administration reimposed it after the previous administration beyond that opened it right at the end.
Okay.
So they like opened it for all of like a 6-month window and reclosed it in like March of 2020. was that? Was that 2017? I think. Yeah. Whenever the previous administration was doing all like the banning, Cuba was on that list.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out because it says that they're still doing trade with other countries, so I want to know like where their technology was compared to like us over here, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think that helps me with the likeliness of this theory.
I wouldn't say they're too far behind, but I know infrastructure-wise they struggle because of just they don't really have a strong like everything there in Cuba is almost like cash. You can't own a home unless you have cash. There's no, they don't have like a loan system.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering because you know, like people tend to take pictures and stuff, and how involved Cuba was with like the entertainment industry and being able to take like good quality pictures, like with phones and videos and stuff. So,
Okay.
what do you guys think about the likeliness of this one?
Pretty likely. Maybe if like, I guess if he's not living there, but definitely the part that he faked his own death.
Mm-hmm. To get away.
Yeah.
For me, it's plausible.
Okay.
Because
So,
there is
yeah.
an incentive of him, because his music becomes, his music pricing and stuff like that all goes up and everything. There's like a value to it, and there's like a infamy that comes with it.
Whoa, you're skipping ahead to number 3.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay.
They kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, theory number 3 is he faked his own death to heighten his legacy. But then it also goes into like another part, so we'll get into that in a second. But
Okay, I'll give more opinion on that too. Okay, I'll save my opinion for that then. So I think it's plausible. I think this theory is plausible because there's an incentive for him to do it.
okay. Anyone else?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? What? I thought you had a lot on this one, Lisa.
What was this one again?
Where he faked his own death.
Oh.
Live a simple life.
I don't know. I just feel like living in Cuba is the most.
Yeah, but
he was also like very in debt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why stay there when, and then especially if you're not getting any of the money for your music that's making a lot of money.
Oh, thanks for your follow, Miranda. Yeah, I've heard that. Cuba's not a really good place to like run to. You know what I mean? Like, it's all pretty government controlled over there.
Yeah. I don't think he did it, like, faked his own death for the money to get more popular.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did it just to get away, you know?
Yeah.
Because he originally wasn't getting any money in the first place, and if he did fake his own death, he still wasn't going to get anything.
Okay.
True.
I think he just did it just to not be involved with Suge Knight and them anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. I was
game.
like, couldn't you just run away anyways? But I guess like they're still gonna come for you. Like, hey, you need to put out this 3rd album.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I'm also like, there's other places you could run other than Cuba, and I just feel like if Fidel Castro knew about it, I don't think he would keep his mouth shut. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he'd be all, look, you guys, we got Tupac. Now you got to know our country's amazing because he chose to leave the U.S. and come to Cuba. We must be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a side note there.
Miranda says, hi guys. Hello, Miranda.
Any other thoughts on that one?
Do you want me to talk about what I was gonna say earlier about the incentive?
Yeah, go ahead. Real quick, let's catch Miranda up. So we're talking about Tupac, and there's a conspiracy theories. There's 3 main ones on him that his producer had collaborated the whole thing, planned the whole thing. And then 1, he faked his death to escape fame, and he ran away to Cuba. Then number 3, he faked his own death to heighten his legacy, and is now performing under an alien, like an alter ego.
So my little thing to boost his fame and be left in infinity is that because he was so short in his career, he never went through that phase that artists go through where they put out a bad album.
Mm-hmm.
So he
did you listen to the one with Brenda's Got a Baby?
okay, yeah.
Okay.
What?
Because Javi was like, he didn't put out a bad album yet. I was like, did you listen to the album with Brenda's Got a Baby?
People
like
still
one of his very first ones.
I know. People still liked his music though. Even they picked a few things like that. Okay. Anyways, because everyone kind of goes through, every artist kind of like, they'll have that little stump kind of thing of where they have a bad album, you know?
Yeah.
And so some people will go around saying, oh, Tupac's the best rapper of all time and stuff like that. And it's like, he never had a chance to mess up.
Okay,
And
I see what you're saying.
I think he even knew this because he was a pretty smart guy. He's very literate. He read a lot. At least that's what his mom and everyone has ever said, that he read all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he kind of like knew. Like, if I leave now at the peak of my height, I'll be going down in infamy as one of the best of all time. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't go yet.
Are you playing Apex still?
Okay. And what do you think about him still performing under the alias? I didn't get the alias name.
Casanova the Don.
Yeah. So he got the name from a philosopher from way back when. I didn't get too much info on that guy, but basically that philosopher also faked his death way back in history, and so he kind of took the name and kind of made it his own. And then there's also a performer who is singing or not, rapping under that name, but they said that his identity checked out. But does anyone's really identity check out? I mean, we've seen Catfish.
Right.
Oh my god, Neve would find him.
Right.
I think that's interesting that, did they find this person who had the philosopher? Because Tupac had a really big interest in philosophers. He had another name of Machiavelli, which is a philosopher. And
Yeah, no, that's the guy. So he went on. He like he had like that name like shortened.
Mm-hmm.
It's shortened for the other one that Jasmine had said.
Exactly, and so
Okay.
I think it's a weird coincidence.
Have you ever listened to any of the other person's music?
No.
I haven't. I thought it was
No?
funny. Real quick side note: how they were like saying it in the podcast,
What were they
quoting it, and I was like, "Just sing it, man. Just rap it."
But
Anyway.
if you listen to it, it literally sounds like exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100% that is him.
Same style.
Same voice.
Oh.
Yeah,
The voices sound exactly the same.
that's why they say it's him, because it sounds like, I guess, like an older voice, but like slightly older, like a middle-aged
Mm.
voice for Tupac.
Crazy.
But in the podcast, they said that they did check the guy, and he like was younger, and like he looks like him. Like, I guess the guy that they like have come out with. You know what I mean? The face of the guy matches the guy who says it's him.
Mm.
But I mean, his songs are pretty deep. Like, if like it's anything like the podcast host said, because they have the one song that describes the day, like the killing, I guess, like shooting, and what he's thinking. That was deep.
So wait, do you guys think that Biggie was actually involved? Or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean, the only thing Biggie had against him was he started hanging out with Suge Knight when he told him not to, right? Like, I've had...
Oh, did he lose connection? What happened? Hello? Did
Like,
I?
Yeah.
Whatever. Do you. Whatever. And then they said that he was upset because Tupac said it was his weapons that they found in the hotel, like, raid or whatever. And I feel like, yeah, you'd be upset, but there's other ways to get back. And I don't think killing someone that was your best friend and mentor is something that you just jump to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think he was involved either. I think Tupac was probably very influenced by Suge Knight and was just very paranoid about everything after he got shot, so that's why he kind of thought that maybe Biggie might have been after him or something, or wanted revenge. I think he kind of let him get into his head.
Okay, I can see that. Did you guys hear about the one? There's also in the documentary they mentioned that that P Diddy, like, also like wanted Tupac dead.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
That. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
yeah. And in the documentary I saw, anyways, they had mentioned that, like, because of the West Coast East Coast beef that they had, he needed to take out Tupac because that was the East Coast biggest rapper. And then there was also something going on with a girl. I think it was the girl that Tupac was accused of, or that had been sentenced from the sexual assault.
Oh.
I think she had linked